to the comic shop. I'll let you read about Cyclops. I'll have you spending all you got. Jawbreakers is looking hot. Zach.
All right, let's roll it one more time. Big Legit back in the house, ready to talk to all of you about more amazing comic books that did move the needle when I was a kid, which really wasn't that long ago. We're only talking about 20, 25 years ago. And what we're talking about today, though, is another chromium cover. It's Shadowman #0 from Valiant Comics. Now, I was not a fan of Valiant, but I was a fan of chromium covers because they're so cool. You see that? You know, I don't know how they did this, but it's really cool, and you can feel it. It's ribbed for her pleasure. And we just, you know, we flip it open, and there it is, fully, all the way. There you get it. You get the new Shadowman, the 90s Shadowman, and then like old-timey Louisiana, New Orleans voodoo Shadowman. Yeah, I always thought Valiant sucked. We've talked about that before. I was pleasantly surprised, though, by Exo Manowar #0, which is why I picked up this bad boy, because it was like, well, let me give this another chance as a full-grown adult and see if this is worth a crap. So we start with a guy playing a saxophone. This is Shadowman, the modern Shadowman from the 90s. She slips him some wine. We've been down through this path in Spider-Man 2099, right, where he gets slipped some wine that's drugged and terrible things happen. Sure enough, slip the wine, it's drugged, terrible things happen. She bites him. I don't know if she's actually a vampire, but she does bite him. They tell that story a little bit more in the past. He finds this mask. He puts this mask on and he becomes Shadowman. And then he runs into, you know, big old Armstrong there. My favorite, Big Armstrong from Archer and Armstrong. And Archer's going to tell him about a Shadowman from the past. So we flash back to St. Louis Cemetery, 1:37 a.m. in the morning in 1895. So here we have this, you know, like this Satan worshiper named Anton Quigley, and he is with Mr. Dark, and they bring this broad in. They got this corpse laid out. Dark cuts her throat, and they're going to marry her to the corpse. Marry the quick to the dead while I chant the spell of Lazarus. Don't worry, Ra's al Ghul's not going to show up in this comic book just because they talk about Lazarus. It's not the Lazarus pit. I don't want you to get confused. So Quigley drew his power from this very strange young man. Dark had necromantic energy. Quigley had arcane knowledge. Derived, he claimed, from a pact with Satan himself. He was sure that with Dark at his side, he could raise the dead. This night, the ancient spells worked. Dark was fascinated. So then, we go to this brothel in Storyville, New Orleans red light district. And we got this boy here. This is Maxim St. James, who's just, you know, like a dude. Just this brother back in 1895. And this is Nettie, who is a voodoo queen, and this is Armstrong. You know, Armstrong. This is him 100 years ago, because he's like this immortal god, I guess. And Maxim St. James does not like Nettie because, you know, he doesn't like that witch being around. And then all of a sudden, here's Quigley, you know, like, this is 3 days later. This is 3 days later. Chasing this whore here, Lady of the Night. And he wants to cut off her finger and use it in a ritual. And Maxim's just like, he can't be doing that. Get out of here. And, you know, he threatens him. And then Armstrong picks up a piano and, like, throws it across the room. And the guys are like, oh, you're going to regret this, St. James. We'll see you later. And Armstrong's just like, let's play some more poker. And Nettie be like, be watching out, Maxim. Entendu mean, Mojo. If his friend Dark around. Shut up, Nettie. So anyways, we go from there, like, you know, he takes a broad home, walks her home, and then they jump him, right? They cut the broad's head completely off. Quigley, Anton Quigley, not Anton LaVey from the Church of Satan, different Anton. You know, cut her head off and leave Maxim for dead, but he's still breathing. Nettie, you know, finds him, take him back to the bayou, quick, while his heart's still beating. She does like the Shadowman ritual. She paints this on her chest. I think it's paint. I don't know. It might be like a tattoo. Kind of confused by this, but anyways, they do this ritual and put the Shadowman power. This isn't Burning Man. I don't want kids out there to get confused. This is not Burning Man. This is the Shadowman symbol, and it like shoots the beam into his chest, and then, you know, she puts the mask on him, and he turns into Shadowman, I guess. So then the next night, Anton Quigley goes to visit Dark, and Dark's sister, Sandria, is there, and he wants to, you know, turn her into his whore, essentially. Like, this is exactly what happens. And I must have your sister for my whore. Bring her to my room at Ruby's. Perhaps a deal can be struck. And Dark, he doesn't give a crap about anything except his own evil intentions, so he's willing to, you know, sacrifice his sister, no worries. Like, let's go, let's do it. And she gives this warning, and you will teach my brother, but you will never enjoy me. So anyways, you know, and, you know, later, you know, Shadowman comes to kill everybody, and I kind of like this part. I can, you know, this lackey here, he gets this lackey by the throat. I can tell you things about Quigley, like what he keeps in our cupboard. The cupboard. And just what's that? Me. He keeps me to do his killings. They got this zombie locked up in the cupboard. This is kind of like some Evil Dead stuff going on here, which I like. And then Anton shows up, you know, bottle of wine. Dark, I've kept my bargain. I've taught you everything. But your sister won't touch me. She will acquiesce now. I have gained the power I sought. Look, she is the proof. She seems to hate you, Quigley. And this is not his sister's head. See, this is a pale head, and so you think it's the sister's head, but it's not. This is the head of the prostitute, I guess, that they cut off, or something. I'm not sure, but she can talk, and this is the power that he's gotten. And this is kind of neat, because it's like, tells you a little bit about Dark's origin. This is like one of the only kind of cool characters from Valiant, in my opinion. Then look at me. Could you imagine this? I like the Peter Lorre voice. Every piece of evil I learn writes itself on my body from inside. The patterns change constantly. They're alive, Quigley. Alive. And I would assume that he was named Quigley after Linnea Quigley, who was a very famous scream queen of the 1980s, probably best known for her role in Return of the Living Dead. If you are a teenager and you have never seen Return of the Living Dead, when you're done with this video, well, you can't rent it. Go see if it's on Netflix, and if not, then download it illegally, I guess, you know? I don't know what else to tell you how to get it. Go to Walmart. They should have Return of the Living Dead. And you can find out who Linnea Quigley is. Personally, I think Quigley is not that very intimidating of a name for a Satanist. Anton, yes. Quigley, not so much. So to my sister, Quigley, she will be waiting. And he puts the severed head back in the jar of green goop. Shadowman, you know, takes care of this monster, and then, like, he shows up to see Sandria, and she, like, pulls her clothes off, and it's like, I know that you have kept your word to him, because what happens to him happens to me. See, she's got the evil necromantic tattoos. Come now, Anzon. It's Anton, not Anzon. We have an error here. We're going to blame that on the editor. Let's see who edited this. Oh, Bob Layton. Come on, Bob Layton. Bob Hall wrote and penciled this, and the story's not bad. I actually like the part in New Orleans. It's the stuff in, like, the 1990s that I think is kind of dumb. This is all kind of interesting to me. I'm not a big fan of this art, though. I'm not a big fan of any of Valiant's art. Doesn't matter who. It all looks the same to me. It all is like wannabe Barry Windsor Smith, which I don't think that that's necessarily something to aspire to. No offense. I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for that, and I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not my style. Everyone reveres Barry Windsor Smith, but he has never moved the needle for me. And that's just how it is, you know. Image moves the needle for me. Those guys, Mark Silvestri, Greg Capullo, Jeff Matsuda, Dan Frega. Those guys move the needle for me. Barry Windsor Smith does not. Valiant Comics does not. But I want to talk about this because it has the awesome chromium cover, right? So anyways, you know, he dispatches, and then, like, she gives him the kiss of death, and it burns. I said you would not enjoy me. See, she did say that, didn't she, fellas? She did. You know, believe her. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. You're a witch, damn you. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. It's biblical, but it's also from the movie Carrie. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Yes, give me death, Anton. In his sanctum, Dark felt the knife. Sandria! I didn't really do that like Peter Lorre. Sandria! Oh, it sucked. Anyway. Quigley knew the wound was fatal, and he could read his own fate in the eyes of Max St. James. So, like, he comes, St. James is here, and he's, good evening, Anton, surprised to see me. And he throws some, hocus pocus power, but it's just tricks, cheap magician's tricks. Nettie told me about you. They fight. Dark comes, finds the sister dying. He can't let this happen. I know the spells of revival now. Quigley was nothing. Now, sister, you must have blood of my blood. And so he drips his blood into her mouth as he speaks the ancient words. Dark's here. Kill him. What? What the hell with it then? Oh, excuse me. There's no time for this. Let him stab you. Nettie says, let him stab you. What? Well, the hell with this then. So Maxim gets stabbed. Your witch is turned against you, Max. Oh, he did it. And then, like, this blinding light shoots out, I guess, and, like, just turns him into goop, turns him into toxic waste, like the Toxic Avenger. This is actually the origin of the Toxic Avenger. It didn't happen in a hell spa in Tromaville. It happened right here in the pages of Shadowman #0 with the chromium cover. You heal up and follow me. Right, heal up. So now he's got the Wolverine healing factors. You were too late, Anjanetta. See her, Nettie? Her actual name is Anjanetta. Sandria lives. We are bound as one, eternally invested with the dark power. I see that. You made a shadow man, haven't you? And then he, like, sets her on fire, right? And she's, like, burning alive. And he runs. Oh, I tore the page. Whoop-de-friggin' do. So Dark takes his sister, and everybody, he basically uses his magic to turn all the townsfolk. The witch did it. You strong enough to rip my clothes off but not stop Dark? So basically, like, he's saving her life from her clothes are on fire, and he's saving her life, and all she cares about is go chase Dark down and kill him. Shut up! He's mesmerized these fools. We have to get out. So they fight, they flee, and then we fast forward, like 100 friggin' years, and here we have our Shadow Man. Why me, Nettie? Why don't I have Max's powers? What am I? Now she's an old woman, like, sitting on a porch. I guess you earned the right to know. Dark, he go underground for a long time. Then last year, he come back strong. We needed another Shadow Man, and this time I figured we'd do it right. Smoking that pipe like Granny Hawkins in the Outlaw Josie Wales. That is a great movie, guys. If you haven't seen the Outlaw Josie Wales with Clint Eastwood, go watch it. Totally awesome. So, here we are in 1991 when Nettie finds him. A musician, Nettie. Jack Boniface. He going to be a good Shadow Man. But Nettie, he the one. But the one. So basically, she's like the Oracle, and she knows he's Neo. Dark might suspect what we doing, but I figure he never suspect you. I wrong. He plays the saxophone. Now Dark is paying attention. He plays the saxophone? Yes, sister. My informants are reliable. And you will kill him? They would merely choose another. Those men who wait in my chambers, my inner chambers. Aliens? If you will. I have struck a bargain with them. Are we in agreement? Yes, one of us shall seduce the man, Boniface. So basically, the broad from the beginning, Lydia, an alien, a changeling, Lydia, who poisoned the drink. Now, see, it's we're coming. It's bookends right here. So she, taunts him, total tease, and then Nettie's like. In the meantime, she's transformed back into, like, a young woman. Lydia transforms into this creature here that looks, like full moon features. If you're familiar with the direct-to-video company from the 80s, Full Moon Features, best known for Puppet Master, Demonic Toys, Doll Man, Subspecies, and my personal favorite, Trancers, starring Tim Thomerson. This really reminds me of a vampire from Subspecies. Also reminds me of Barry Windsor Smith artwork, so it doesn't do anything for me. But basically, the chick Lydia turns into this dude, I guess. I don't know, bites him. And she does like this ritual where she puts on the mask, and then she like leaves the mask in the street, and Lydia gets like sucked away by the aliens, snatch her up or whatever. He finds the mask, he puts the mask on. It worked, sort of. At night I became stronger, fearless, driven to take action. But I also became dangerous. Mr. Hyde on a mean streak. The night was mine, and I meant to claim it. And so you just as crazy as Max. Maybe it what Doc did to you. Maybe it just the nature of things. The alien presence in there. I know it. I feel it. What's to be done? Maybe something, maybe nothing. You still strong. You special at night. You can still be Doc. The dark power just as much yours as it is his. You let the night tell you what to do, same as they told Max. The night, it tells me to embrace the darkness, caress it, love it, claim it for my own. For Shadowman. Shadowman. The night is on his side every month from Valiant. When he's not playing a saxophone, he's dressing up like, I don't know, he's in Aerosmith or something. But with a mask. And that Aerosmith hair. Anyways. Look, a hearty congratulations goes out to Darren and Amy Sanchez for the birth of little Darren Christopher. And look, they got him in the little Santa's helper outfit because he was born December 7th at 4:08 p.m. Now this kid is like 25 years old. How about that? Can you believe that? One of the things I love about comic books back then is stuff like this, you know. You get to find out little bits and pieces of information about people involved in this. Let's find out who are Darren and Amy Sanchez. Did they work on this? No. Wait, let's go. See they dog the colorist and the letterer and the editor back here. I put them back here. Santa delivers. Okay, so which means he should be. Okay, so this is a person that works for Valiant, but they don't really tell us who he is. Gold pick of the month. Funny Books in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey, is our latest gold pick of the month. Owner Steve Conte embraced the spirit of Halloween and Shadowman month by decorating his front window with the macabre duo. So he put mannequins of Shadowman and Dark here. And actually, I think this is pretty cool because you didn't have stuff like this in the 90s. You know, they've got a Wonder Woman and a Spider-Man mannequins in the shop I go to. But man, like that's nowadays. That's 2018. This is like 1993. Did we get a 1994? April of '94. This is it right here, guys. This is it. This is Valiant Armories. Doesn't that make you want to pick up issue number 1? Huh? Boy. Nothing says I want to pick up issue number 1 like generic robots surrounding a bald scientist. Right. And that's pretty much it. So that's Shadowman Volume 1, number 0. Cost $3.50 back in '94 to pick it up. The cover moves the needle. The comic book, you know, kind of like the stuff set in New Orleans in 1895, kind of moved the needle. Not for me as a kid at all, but now as an adult, like I kind of appreciate that a little bit more. But unfortunately, I know that I'm not going to hear any more about this guy because it's about this Shadowman. It's not about old-timey Black Shadowman. It's about long-haired Slash Shadowman, who actually is also half black. Most people don't know. Slash from Guns N' Roses, also half black. But I would have preferred the black Shadowman over this a big hairband Shadowman, the Aerosmith Shadowman. Kind of sucks. Steven Tyler Man, I guess we could call him. And so this did not hashtag move the needle for me. Chromium covers always do. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this shit and we're just going to keep the cover. That should do it. All right. Thanks for watching. Another awesome, totally awesome comic book review here on Testosterone Overload. Tell me, what was your favorite Chromium cover from Valiant? In the comments below. I would love to know. Please give a like. Please subscribe. Please hit the ding dong for notifications. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys about another awesome comic book. Or maybe it'll be another comic book that's not awesome but has a totally awesome Chromium cover on the next video. All right. Peace.